Okay, joining us in studio today, as every week, we've got Andrew McGrath. We're going to talk sports. Actually, I don't know how much sports we're going to talk. We might talk about a whole bunch of things that aren't sports. Now, to let you know, for the record, we are recording this on Friday for Tuesday's show because I'm getting married on Sunday. Or as you're listening to this, I got married on Sunday. Unless everything went wrong and then I didn't get married on Sunday. And, well, that'll be a show for the future. But the plan is for me to get married on Sunday and take a couple days off. So I am not doing a live show on Tuesday. We are pre-recording this. And so Drew is here today to talk not sports. Now, tomorrow, Saturday, or a couple days ago, Saturday, however you are in the space-time continuum, the National Lacrosse League Buffalo Bandits were playing to win another national championship. And we're going to hope that they won.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So, as a result, a lot of things may have happened between Friday and now that we're not going to talk about. But that's okay, because we've got a whole bunch of other things to talk about.
I agree. And, guys, don't allow him to lie to you guys. It is not a wedding. It is a funeral for her. Because she is marrying him.
She makes bad decisions, and that's good for me. We'll put it that way.
Right, yeah.
All right, so now before the show, Drew and I were talking. Drew is currently looking for a new job because the current job, it's not all that you would like it to be. So Drew is in the process of looking for a new job, and he was telling me on the way here that his new job that he went and interviewed for today was in quote-unquote marketing. Now, if you've listened to the show for a while, I think I might have talked about the quote-unquote marketing job that I attempted to get, and Drew had a very similar experience. Drew, what happened in the job interview?
Yeah, so it was listed as a marketing job, and basically what it is door-to-door, I would say solicitation of, do you want to switch your services to more energy efficient and solar? If so, you get a 5% discount.
So one step up, basically, from door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman or encyclopedia salesman.
Correct.
Because you don't got to lug around a vacuum cleaner.
No. And it would all be done on my personal cell phone, which, to me, I do not feel comfortable with, because I don't want the company having information, and I don't want the company's information on my personal phone.
Right.
It's just weird that they don't have tablets or anything like that. It's like...
So I don't know if you remember the story, Drew, but I had applied for a marketing job, I don't know, probably going back 20 years now, and showed up for the interview and found out it was sales, and I walked right out. You were nicer than that, though.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to be rude and just be like, okay, yeah, this is...
They were rude to you. They lied to you.
Yeah.
There should literally be a law that... And I'm not a huge fan of laws, but you should not be able to bait and switch jobs. You should not be able to,
a posting of a job.
Right, yeah. Drew, I would like for you to come and, interview for vice president of...
Talent relations?
Yeah, and then you get there and it's actually, janitorial.
Right. Basically what this was.
Vice president of services. And then you get there and you're vice president of that broom closet. Congratulations.
Right.
You're not even the president of the broom closet. You're vice president of the broom closet.
Right, and it was straight 100% commission.
No draw whatsoever.
None. And it would have been obviously 1099, which means I would have had to have pay for all my own benefits, everything like that. Also, I would have to hire some sort of accountant or something like that to be able to file the taxes for me.
Well, that's assuming you make any money, which you probably wouldn't.
Right, and it's like they wanted knock on 150 doors a day.
Wow.
And to try to get at least 10 sales a day for the quota of 50 sales a week. And basically what it was going to be, it was if you get 0 to 15, it would have been $30 per one. It would have been 16 to 35. It would have been $40, and then after that it would have been $50 per one
sale.
Right, but it's and then they were saying a time frame of 10 to 7, and they would prefer Monday through Saturday. So I'm like, wait. Time out. Like,
so you want me to go to people's homes when they're not there in order to try to convince them to go solar, and I only get paid if I make a sale.
Right. Also, during dinner time when someone's already hungry and, would probably, like, have food thrown at me.
Talk about your Lord and Savior, the sun.
like, really? Like, yeah, so, yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
All right. Now, Drew, in a perfect world, what's your perfect job? What do you want to do?
Honestly, I don't know. To be honest,
You're getting old. You should figure this out. What are you, like 48?
No, I'm not. 40.
I knew that, actually.
Yes. I never pictured a perfect job. In all reality, no. I had the dream of trying to become a pro athlete, but other than that, it was just trying to find something that I would like. Because if I liked it, then it wouldn't be a job to me then.
Gotcha.
So
I always wanted to cover Congress for like a major newspaper.
Okay.
Like not one district, just the whole shebang, just and all of Congress. I actually had applied
for like what do you mean, like say USA Today, and you're just like the columnist for that.
Not columnist, reporter, but
reporter.
So I spend my day on Capitol Hill, going from office to office.
Gotcha.
Hey, Congressman Malarkey, tell me about this bill you got. I don't know. I always thought that would be my dream job. I have covered politics, in different jobs that I've had, and I enjoyed that very much. But I wanted to just, I wanted to basically spend my day on Capitol Hill harassing politicians. I thought that would be a good job.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. All right, so you had texted me something earlier today about an incident at the casino the other day, and I wanted to touch on that because I found the story to be kind of funny. Now, the story that you sent me was actually the second version of the story that I had seen. I saw it in another, I don't know if it was the Gazette or the Buffalo News or...
Yeah, so
you sent me it from Niagara Action.
Yeah.
Which is a local website, which, it covers local Niagara Falls news. And the story was that the other night, what night was it? Tuesday, maybe? I don't remember. I think Tuesday. At the casino, someone had left their ticket in the machine for $600 and some odd, and someone else came and cashed it out.
Yeah, they were playing like video poker at the bar or something like that.
Yeah. And someone else came and cashed it out, and then went and cashed the ticket, and then went and continued to play in the casino. Well, you can't do anything in the casino that is not on video, so it was pretty easy to find this person because they were still there.
Right. And they, from what I read in that story, that brief synopsis of what it gave us, that the person vehemently denied it, that they never took it,
right.
That. But it's like, okay, they're already questioning you.
Yeah.
You took it. Like, we have every camera.
Generally speaking, I find that security at the casino doesn't ask any questions they don't already know the answer to.
Right.
They know everything that went down by the time they get to you. So don't lie to casino security because that's not going to get you in a good place.
Now, so would that be petty theft? Because it's under $1,000, so I know it's petty. But now, would it be theft or larceny?
I don't know the classification.
Right, neither do I. But I think it would just be petty theft if I would. But is it is that really worth it though?
$600, no. So I was thinking about this actually when it happened. That so this person, security knew who it was before. They saw the video and said, "Oh, we know this person." So it's a regular of some sort. And I was thinking, if you're going to do that, you got to do it in a city that you've never been in and are not going back to. Or you could get away with it. Like if you go to Vegas for a couple of days and on the third day that you're there and you're leaving immediately, you see a ticket. Like you could get away with it.
Right.
I'm not suggesting it, mind you, but you could get away with it. You cannot get away with it at your normal haunt. That's just dumb.
Right, and especially if you're to stick around. If you've already cashed it out, why are you sticking around?
Right.
Leave. if you are going to do it.
Right.
Just
and
get
never,
out of there.
But you got to leave and never come back.
Right.
Cause that's
and you got to pick, and you actually got to be smart about it and not pick one around like the middle of the floor or something. You got to pick one by the closest exit.
Right.
So this way, like you're gone. Like once you're out, you're out.
Well, and so that which leads me to the next question. So let's say you do you steal $600 and then you never go back to the casino. Was that really worth it? Is it worth $600 to never, like, Drew, I'm going to give you $600, but in exchange you need to never go to the Seneca Niagara Casino again?
Okay, but now, but now I can't go to any part of their property.
Let's just say let's just stick with Seneca Niagara. I'm going to when you leave here today, I'm going to hand you $600 cash, but in exchange you have to promise me that you are never going to a casino again.
Right,
I would not take that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't go to a restaurant there or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about like Buffalo Creek. And,
like I can't even go to the gas station because that's their property as well.
Right.
Yeah. So
speaking of the gas station, I actually have a gas station story. I got gas today, and so you know how most gas stations, there's like two cars in a row. There's a front car and then a back car, and sometimes the pumps are situated so that once you're in line, you really can't get out of line until the person in front of you moves. There are some unwritten rules at a gas station, which is once you get your gas, you get the hell out of the way. But I got my gas. I was second in line.
Mm-hmm.
There's a woman in front of me. She got her gas, and then she sat in her car and just sat there. And I waited like 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 minutes, and finally ended up like having to back out, which I hate doing because like that is probably one of the key causes of accidents there.
Right.
But I ended up having to back out because she didn't move. And like I wasn't going to honk. I'm not an asshole. But she was being an asshole, and I didn't like that. There are unwritten rules. There are rules to society, and one of them is after you get your gas, you move.
It's customary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's like part of having a license is like that should be on the test when you take, like or like when you're doing your driving test or whatever like that. Like,
but I mean, like so that transfers to other things though too. Like so, you go to McDonald's, right? You place your order, you pay, and then you move to the right or the left so the next person can place their order.
Right, or like or once you they tell you to pull up to the next window, you know, you get your food. Like I get it if you want to check the bag for like real quick for like 30 seconds, sure, no problem. Just make sure the order is right. Cool, but you don't need to be there for like
I'm gonna sit here and eat my meal while everybody else waits.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some fries while right, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I know what you're saying.
I don't know, man. I do feel like there are a lot of, we'll call them unwritten rules because I mean obviously they're not legitimately rules, but they are things that I learned growing up. You probably learned growing up. I don't know if parents aren't teaching their kids how to behave in public anymore or what, but I do feel like society is unraveling.
Well, I think a lot of it is because of that, like the cancel culture and everybody feeling like, well, you're depriving me of something in some sort of either like monetarily
I do feel that there is definitely a certain level of entitlement.
Yes.
So I remember, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I remember it was a big deal, like, this is America, I can do what I want. And I really do feel like that mentality seeped in with a lot of people, and they have translated it to, I can do anything I want at any time without regard for how it affects other people. And I don't feel like that's what America was, or is supposed to be.
Well, in a way, it is. In a way, it is because you can do that. You can do that, but the consequences of whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Well, all right. So let's transition back to sports a little bit. I remember when my girls were little, we went to a Sabres game, and we were in like the second or third row. And
like the lower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
like
the 100 level.
What would have been the old gold, the odds? So 100.
Well, it was an HSBC, you know.
Yeah, but you know how the odd, though, it was like gold,
Right. So
the 100,
we were in the
lower.
100s in like the second or third row. And my kids are probably 3 and 6 at the time, or 4 and 7, something
People
like
standing
that.
up in front of you guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for the whole game. Like, I get you're excited, there's a play, you stand up, you cheer. But when you are in the front row, you do not need to stand up for the whole game, especially when there was a 4-year-old directly behind you. And I remember, like, I am not an aggressive person. In fact, I'm usually not even an assertive person. But I was like, hey, asshole, and, like, he wanted to fight me. And actually it kind of worked out well because he ended up getting belligerent and kicked out. But
okay, now on topic, but do you feel that was a mistake on your part?
What was? Calling him an asshole?
No, having no seats with your girls, because of the fact is that a sporting event, a lot of people cheering, everything like that, more than likely there's going to be that element.
All right, so where are we supposed to sit then? Because it only isn't an issue if we sit in the very front row of any section.
Right.
Any place else?
When I did go, the one place I liked sitting was the 300, first row.
Yeah.
You see everything, and you don't have to worry about like anybody sitting in front of you. But I get what you were trying to do. You were trying to, have them, experience that.
There were numerous occasions when we went to Sabres games and did sit up in the 300s. There was actually a couple times we even got to sit in the 200s, which was swanky.
Yeah.
But there were numerous occasions where we went and sat in the 300s. But I don't remember why. But on this one occasion, I don't remember if I got free tickets or they were just really cheap or what happened. But I got what were basically center ice, like 3 seats from the ice. And so I was like, heck yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it eventually worked out, but yeah, it was.
Because to me, though, it's like something like that. It's like you're purchasing the ticket, but it's at your own risk.
Right.
So,
here's another example, a non-sports example. I like to go to concerts. If I am at a concert and I notice that the person behind me is shorter than me, I'll try to move so that they can see.
But you have to be a decent person, though.
Exactly. And we're common decency is literally no longer common. Common decency is very rare.
What is common?
Common's a rapper who was on Sesame Street one time.
No, I mean, like, the word common. Like, what is that? That word doesn't exist anymore.
It really doesn't. Well, I mean, think of all the common things. Common decency, common sense,
courtesy.
Common courtesy. Literally, none of those things are common anymore, especially common sense. Common sense is so very rare.
Yeah. It's just, like, I think, like, I started noticing it probably around, like, early to mid-2010s, I would say probably.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody thought, like, everything has to revolve around them all the time.
Right.
And, but I get it. It's America. It's a free country, all that, and, you have that right. You have that prerogative if you want to. But at certain points, though,
again,
it's like,
we're back to unwritten rules. And,
right.
And there are rights, but there are also responsibilities. With great power comes great responsibility. With being part of the greatest country in the world comes the responsibility of not being a total douche tool.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, though. Like, whatever consequence happens,
right?
That's what. But you're also signing up for that as well,
right?
So,
well, we're way off topic, but I mean, it goes back to like free speech. Yes, you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't mean there aren't consequences. Right. Now, there can't be consequences from the government. But if you say something stupid and somebody punches you in the face for it,
that's
you can't be like, "Oh, I had free speech and you denied my free." No, you had your free speech.
And here's my free speech.
This other person's free speech just came in the form of a sandwich, a knuckle sandwich.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. 1,000%. Like it's gotten so carried away and out of hand.
So on the sports thing. Earlier this week, it came out that several different Buffalo Bills and several Bills alumni were going to be in this Hallmark movie.
Yes, I've seen that.
A lot of people were upset that Josh Allen was not. Now, I certainly understand why he wouldn't. Frankly, they probably couldn't afford him. And frankly, he's probably got better things to do.
He's probably got other obligations.
Yeah. But I saw a lot of people saying, well, who should play Josh Allen? And that really got me thinking. Like, if they were to hire someone to play the role of Josh Allen in a movie, I'm thinking Channing Tatum.
No.
No?
No.
John Cena.
No.
Marky Mark.
No. Okay, so let's see. Bradley Cooper, but add like 20 pounds.
Okay. I don't like it, but okay.
Kind of got the same. They kind of got like the same hairstyle, everything like that. So, but I think if like Bradley Cooper bulked up a little bit, like it probably could be convincing.
All right.
I don't know how tall Bradley Cooper is, but
I don't know. Hey Google, how tall is Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper is 6 feet 1 inch tall.
Close.
So
what's
Alan's 6'5".
All right.
Yeah. But like camera angles,
I feel like once you get to 6 feet, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, camera angles and everything like that. You can shoot them at where it looks like it's the same. So
yeah,
I don't know. That would be to me the closest. But like I'm more. I want to see like Hard Knocks and what they're going to do with Hard Knocks, though.
Yeah, everybody's excited about Hard Knocks. I couldn't care less.
Well, I just want to see, is it going to be mostly just about the team point of it?
I do understand that there's a Hard Knocks curse.
Yes.
Kind of like the Madden cover curse.
I guess so. I don't really know what it is, though.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. But like, no, I just want to see the aspect. Is it like because of the practice facility and everything like that? How much of it is going to actually show Highmark Stadium?
Hard Knocks is a show on HBO that basically covers training camp of a certain team. Correct?
Training camp and like it depends if it's just a preseason. Sometimes it's actually during the season as well.
Right.
Yeah. So it just depends on like what level of access they have.
Now, who would portray Haley Steinfeld?
I don't think anybody would.
Mila Kunis.
But I don't think I don't really think Haley really is seen other than by like the players' wives or girlfriends in that.
It's a love story. It's a Hallmark. I mean,
Well, you're back on that. I was still talking about the Hard Knocks thing.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
As I said, I literally couldn't care less about Hard Knocks.
I just want to know, like, if it's going to be during the season, how much access are they going to like really show of like the stadium, and with it being the last year of it and things like that. That's why I'm interested in like trying to find out that. That's the only part of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Other than that, I could care less about it.
Yeah, I'm much more interested in the Hallmark movies.
I'm not.
I like the Hallmark movies. I think we probably talked about this.
Yeah,
I love the Hallmark movies. Depending on depending on how Sunday went, wife or former fiance, Jeanette, does not like the Hallmark movies, and I make her suffer with them.
Yeah, she should. Yeah, she should call this whole thing off.
She finally found a real man, Drew. Don't deny her. I was actually talking to some people the other night.
I have no idea. I have no comments about that.
So I was talking with some folks the other night when I was hosting DJ Trivia at Mooney's on Main Street in Tonawanda about the fact that I'm getting married. And I said, yeah, she's a very lucky woman. And they found that funny.
Yeah. Well, see, I actually see you, though. No one else sees you behind what we're doing. So, like, yeah, they would fight to 42.
You're saying I'm ugly?
It is what it is.
My photo is on every podcast we do.
People don't actually look at the photos, dude.
I think they do. That's why I put them there. So that they can look at the photos and go, wow, of those people, that guy's hot. The one giving deuces, not so much.
Hey, I don't know. I was the one who got the compliment. So,
do you really want to go there?
No.
All right. Then we won't. I'll go easy on you. There was one other thing that I definitely wanted to talk about, and it was sports related, and now I don't remember what it was. I don't know. What do you bring to the table?
Okay. So I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Have you ever followed wrestling or paid attention to wrestling or anything like that?
So yes. So when I was younger, in the pre-WrestleMania to early WrestleMania days. I watched it somewhat religiously. My neighbor, where I grew up, got all the pay-per-views, and so we would always go to his house and watch them. So the Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage,
Gotcha.
British Bulldogs, Killer Bees, that genre,
late 80s, early 90s,
that genre I watched. Then I skipped for quite a bit. Then when I was working at WLVL in Lockport, we would get free tickets to the WWE shows that were at Marine Midland or whatever KeyBank Center was at the time.
Yeah.
They would come, I feel like every 4 or 5 months, and have a show, and we would get free tickets to it. So in order to know what was going on, myself and my kids would watch a little bit just to kind of catch up. So I'm also a little familiar with the John Cena, Rock, Stone Cold era.
Attitude era.
Yeah.
That's what that's called.
And then since then, I know nothing.
Okay, yeah, because that was the reason why I asked that question is because something came out today that WrestleMania 42 was supposed to be in New Orleans. Well, it has been removed from New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
This is the first time they've ever, when they
announced it.
Sure.
Well,
and everything
can you
like
imagine announcing a Super Bowl and then being like, nope, just kidding.
Well, and then all of a sudden, within a calendar year, within a 12-month stretch, pull out and say that venue. No one knows why it's with the city of New Orleans, why it's got pulled yet. As of
anyone
moment.
laughing at my Super Bowl comparison, I know that to a lot of people, World Wrestling Entertainment is a joke. But to the people who are into it, it is not. And so those events, the big events,
that is the Super Bowl of wrestling. It's like NASCAR, Daytona 500. It's that's the Super Bowl racing for NASCAR.
But I mean, it gets tens of thousands of people, tens of millions of dollars spent.
Right, and views and watching and everything like that. But so the big, so now it's going to be back in Vegas. It was in, so 41 was...
Vegas is a great place for it.
So 41 was just in Vegas.
Right,
now
it's a 2-day event.
Yes.
Which I know they've done for a while, but they keep changing how they
last
do it.
7 or 8 years, it's been 2 days. But yeah, so now they're putting it back in Vegas, and they said it's going to be back in New Orleans just at a later date.
Any idea why they pulled it from New Orleans?
Nothing has been stated as to why.
Maybe they
or
just
anything.
couldn't get the facility.
I don't know. It sounds like it has something to do with TKO, who owns WWE, which also owns MMA, and some issues going on with licensing or something like that from what is being speculated or whatever. I just found it odd and strange that it's the first time it's ever happened. And then you got to think about it too. It's like I think they announced it even before 41 happened, that 42 was going to be in New Orleans.
Right.
So people have already probably booked hotel rooms and things like that. So now are some of these hotel rooms and whatever going to be able to be refunded or if they cancel it, are they going to be able to get the full money back and everything like that? Because it's not. Obviously, it's not their fault or whatever.
WrestleMania is what, mid-April?
It depends every year. Sometimes it's depending on the city, it could be March, it could be April.
I feel like March or April is a good time to go to New Orleans anyway.
Yeah,
but we can get some cheap hotels.
I don't know, but it was, I just found it odd. It was for something that's that big of a production and cost not only to the company, they're getting it back with ticket sales and all the merchandising and popcorn and all that type of stuff, but to actually do all the publicity about it and having it out there on on their television shows, that's a huge deal. And for something to all of a sudden cancel it or change the whole course of it.
Now, have you been to any WWE events live?
Oh yeah, I used to go to them all the time.
They're fun.
I used to go to them here when they were at the convention center here.
All right.
Then our casino now, and then I used to go to them at HSBC, Marine Midland, whatever it was.
Whatever bank it was named after at the time.
Right. Yeah. First Niagara.
Right.
Yeah. So I used to go to. Occasionally, I'll watch it here and there. Mostly, like I'll just like watch like YouTube highlights or whatever like that. And
so
I don't really have time to like.
Wednesdays at 6 on All West New York Radio is the Think So Joe show. Now, Think So Joe Kent is a huge WWE fan. He's been to several WrestleMania events. I would say he's probably been to at least half a dozen all over the country. And he is super into it. In fact, he used to, I don't think he still does, I may be misspeaking here, but he used to have a podcast on another network called Board Wrestling Fan, where he just talked about wrestling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just found it odd though, like something like that, like you said, like the Super Bowl. Imagine like the NFL says the Super Bowl is going to be here,
right? And
then all of a sudden, like there's like issues where they can't.
LOL, JK.
They can't use the stadium for whatever reason,
right? And
now they got to change the venue all of a sudden. Like it throws a whole wrench in everything.
No doubt.
You know, so.
Did you bring me a question this week?
No, but I can probably come up with one real quick off the top of my head.
All right. While he does that, I am going to remind all of you that this show, here's the thing, appears on All West New York Radio every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and is podcast thereafter. So if you go to allwnyradio.com, anytime after 8 o'clock on Tuesday, you will see this week's podcast. And, of course, I prefer that you listen live, which you can do at listen.allwnyradio.com, and then just hit the play button. All right, Drew, that was my promo.
Okay, so I got, with what's going on in the news with the P. Diddy trial, okay?
Okay.
You get $1 million, but you have to sit through one whole party. Are you doing it?
So I get $1 million to go to a Diddy party.
And sit through the whole thing and, like, attend and participate.
I don't know, man. So here's my concern. I mean, to be completely honest with you. My biggest concern would be being accused of something. Is that worth $1 million?
Right.
And even if you're found not guilty,
just going through it.
Yeah. Just being accused of something, the damage that does to your reputation, is that worth $1 million? I gotta say no.
Right. So yeah, you're not only your reputation, your character, everything like that. Plus, also, are you going to have to hire a lawyer for like any court?
How much of that $1 million you're going to lose through court costs and stuff?
Right. Like, and then like obviously there's probably going to be some sort of taxes that would be taken out of it as well because it's the federal government. You know, I would imagine.
Right.
So yeah. So like.
That is a really weird question. Where is your head at today? You okay?
Well, no, it was just, somebody was asking, like, a question. I don't know if it was on, like, Facebook that I seen it on or X, and it was just, like, a general status question that somebody asked of, like, if that was you, would you do that? Like, yeah, it was just weird, though. It was like, but I figured it's current news as well,
right.
So, like, kind of all of it wrapped together.
Yeah. All right. So I say no. Drew, it sounds like, is also saying no. What do you say? I will throw this question out on our X account, and you can answer it there. $1 million, you go to a Diddy party, but whatever happens now, maybe everything goes great. Maybe it's a
right. You have to attend. Right. So you have to attend the full party. You cannot leave early, and you have to participate in whatever activities are going on. Now, who knows? It could just be game night or watching a movie or whatever, or it could be some illegal activity.
Yeah,
but
it could be straight on Diddy orgy.
That's part. But whatever it is, that's what you have to do to be able to get that $1 million, and you got to be able to prove it.
There are a lot of things I would do for $1 million. I don't think that's one of them. I don't.
Yeah, to me, it seems like it's just too much drama, too much of a hassle, and like, why? Like, are you really that hard up for $1 million where you're going to?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I could use $1 million.
Sure, but like, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, is it worth it? Like, and then like, if you have like, if you're a person that has like kids or something like that, like, what effect is that you're going to have on your kids or your wife or whatever like that? It's just weird.
All right. Well, there you have it. Andrew McGrath in every Tuesday to talk sports and a lot of not sports here on Here's the Thing. I'm your host. My name's Scott Leffler. We'll be back next Tuesday and actually with more relevant and up-to-date topics. Congratulations on the championship, if they won. And what a shame. Better luck next year if they didn't.
No, wouldn't it be Buffalo, though?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just saying, if we lost, wouldn't that be Buffalo?
Wait, what?
If we lost the championship.
Right.
Isn't that a Buffalo thing?
Oh, but I mean, we've won 2 in a row. I feel like it's ours.
But just general,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it'd be like, all right, whatever. Just
What
everyday
makes
life.
Buffalo losing championships?
And chicken wings.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
No ranch. It's got to be blue cheese.
All right. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to play some music. When I come back, my interview with Skyway, and that's going to close the show out. I'll see you back here next Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in.